Right, so Rich, it's said that Sylvester Stallone is the only true judge.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah, but who really is the real judge?
The Taurus came out with a nice judge.
Oh.
This is the anniversary edition. This is the Taurus judge. I guess it's 10-year anniversary. It's got beautiful, I don't know if it's coming through on the camera there. It has beautifully like a rough texture on the wooden grips, and then some, it looks like laser etching on both sides. Yeah, so 2006 to 2016. And then on this side, of course, we have the judge. And this is my father's gun. I bought this for him for his retirement earlier this year.
Wow.
Or I guess towards the end of last year. And so he was actually looking for a Heritage Firearms made a 45 and 410 revolver that would have matched his Heritage 22 LR and 22 Magnum revolvers.
Yeah.
But they only made it for a very short time before Taurus bought Heritage, and since Taurus already had the judge, they stopped making, I think they call it the 45 410, you know, very creative name.
What was the sort of reasoning behind this firearm, Rich? Any idea? I mean, was it just can we see if we can build it, so why not? Or you know,
even though it's made in Brazil, I think the reason behind it is America. Because if you can't carry, what is this, 5 or 6 rounds? If you can't carry 5 rounds of 45 Colt or 5 rounds of 410 to defend yourself, then you must be living in a communist country.
Brilliant, mate.
So,
I think we've got to shoot it.
Yeah, and I'm going to shoot it with my gloves on.
Okay.
Because I don't think we've mentioned yet, it's about 21 degrees Fahrenheit out here, and even though the snow is melting, that's just because the sun is hitting it. We're kind of in the shade now a little bit, so it is just incredibly cold. I do have to take my gloves off to load up here though. And I don't recall the exact charge on these. These are, I believe, 200 grain Acme 45 Colt round nose flat point, and it's using Herco powder, but again, I do not recall what the charge is. I do know that it's on the lower end, but I also did some accuracy testing with it before I loaded the rounds up for my dad, so it's not going to be right at the low end, I don't think. I loaded up, I think, 4 different charge weights of Herco at the lower end and found out which one was the most accurate at 20 yards. And so that's what this is.
Okay.
And if any of you do any reloading and you have to pick up your brass afterwards, that is the best thing about a revolver. You do not have to pick up the brass. You can dump it into your hand and put it in your pocket, and you're not on your knees picking up brass. Well, let's see how the judge goes here. And if you want to walk down here with me, this was a newly painted steel target. At 20 yards, 5 rounds in, what would you call that? 4 inches? 3 inches?
Yeah, I'd say about 4.
And I wasn't really taking my time a lot. I was just doing double action, which the double action on this anniversary edition is very nice. A lot better than my Taurus ultra lightweight revolver we shot earlier. Obviously the sights are a lot better. You can actually hit stuff with it, and almost without trying, we got a 4-inch group with 5 shots at 20 yards.
Beautiful, Rich. Beautiful.
What you got there, James?
Got the judge this. I'm actually really excited about shooting this gun. I saw it in a film, Three Kings. One of the soldiers was a hillbilly, and he had one of these delivered to Iraq. And I thought, that's a really cool gun. I really want to shoot it. Now here I am. I'm going to follow your lead, Rich, and I'm going to try and put 5 on that fire plate, 20 yards.
All right.
But I'll go double action.
I think you'll find the double action is very nice on that.
Yeah. That's really nice. Really nice.
Just one thing before you do it, if you've never fired a double action revolver before, and I know you have because we shot one a little bit earlier, but one of the tricks to an accurate shot is to pull it back enough that the cylinder stops revolving. Because on the double action, it cocks the hammer, it rotates the cylinder, and then eventually you keep pulling and it drops the hammer on that new cylinder position.
Yeah.
If you pull it back slow and steady enough that the cylinder turns and stops, you know you're almost at that last point where it's about to break.
Right, with you.
So that helps, Rich, with some accuracy there.
Thanks, mate. Tip of the day. Okay, we'll try. Here we go. I think I'm going high, Rich.
Looks like you hit it.
Yeah.
That did look about high left, maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely going high. Yeah, I'm very high on this. Yeah, that's us out. First time shooting it, just getting used to that sight picture. It's I thought it was lined up. It's very high. Really nice though. Really smooth trigger pull. It's not a lot. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to pull it back. I thought it would be quite a lot of work. Yeah, really manageable. You know, you just got to get your grip high enough on revolvers just to make sure that recoil goes backwards instead of up and out. Yeah, really nice. I'm a bit annoyed, but I want to do it again. But I'm not. I'll leave it there. Fantastic. Thanks, Rich. And judge this. Don't judge me, though.
One more, I guess, quick tip on the judge, why I like it as a revolver. On a lot of revolvers, especially like a 44 Magnum or a 357 Magnum, if you're the type of person who if you can just hold it sideways here, there we go. If you're the type of person who lays your thumb alongside of the frame when you're shooting on a 44 Magnum, 357 Magnum, you can have your thumb up here by the cylinder gap when it's closed.
Right.
And there are lots of gases that jet out of there. You could cut off the end of your thumb or at least severely damage it.
Yeah.
With that long cylinder, unless you have really long thumb or really big hands, you're not going to have that problem.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Rich. Yeah, it's really good point. Thank you very much. That was great. Just like to thank Rich. Awesome morning. It was brilliant. The one thing I've learned is I am certainly not as good as I thought I was, but then I think we all knew that anyway. It's quite humbling coming from the world of airsoft, and that's pretty much the point of this vid. It's just seeing how well you can transition into it, and it is a totally different kettle of fish. Yeah, the guns look similar, blah blah blah, they all work the same. You've got to be so mindful of this recoil. Really, you know, it's a totally different world. I think my favorite gun I've shot today, I think, is Rich's XDM in 40, which, you know, I thought I'd have a really, you know, major issue with that caliber. It's such a pleasant gun to shoot. I think that the most manageable gun I've shot today has been the PPK. Hardly any recoil. Loved it. Really nice. And yeah, so